We are back in live on the Jets Roundtable. On the AFC's Roundtable, I'm joined by Ryan and Matt. We're excited to break down everything related to these New York Jets. We're 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. We're going to be doing another mock draft. We've been doing mock drafts on the Jets Roundtable these last 2 weeks. Matt and I have been holding it down, okay? Jake was on the show last week. We did one together. 2 weeks ago, me and Matt aced the draft, and now we're going to try to ace it yet again in this show today. Ryan, thank you so much for filling in for your boy last night on the AFC's Roundtable. You always do a great job representing me on that show. Welcome back to the Jets Roundtable, though.
Yeah, dude, it's been a little bit. I've been at work, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're just gonna work Thursdays right now." I'm like, dang it, I'm getting jerked around. I'm excited to chop it up with you guys. We got some news. Ashton Davis coming back. I'm excited to get into it.
Ashton Davis returns. The safety position is back, baby. I don't have to hear everyone say, Richie, the safeties suck. I'm probably still going to hear it, but it's okay. We're still going to talk about it. Matt, welcome back to the Jets Roundtable, brother.
I am excited to be back and do another mock draft. Save the Jets for a third straight week. Keep the train rolling.
Save the Jets for the third straight week. We've been on a roll, Matt, because as you know, mock drafts, Jets fans, hard to please, okay? But I will say, people have been pleased with our mock drafts together. I don't know if we have some type of synergy going on here, but it's really rare, I feel like. The positive feedback, I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I'm not with you. 100%. It's a rare thing among Jet fans, but we will absolutely take it.
Well, Greg liked Ryan's mock draft last night. I know, Ryan, you were forced a specific hand, but hey, well, why don't you break down how it went last night on the AFC's Roundtable? And because obviously we traded up to go get Mr. Malik Neighbors at number 5. And then the rest of the draft class, though, when you sent it over to me, I was like, hold on, Ryan kind of cooked.
Yeah, it was funny because King Cat was in the chat and he 4-star hand. We went up from 10 to 5. And then I was like, oh no, I wasn't prepared for this. I was just thinking we were sitting at 10, but it was cool. We wound up getting Malik Neighbors at number 5. We got, then we had our 3rd round pick. We got Cooper Beebe, the guard tackle hybrid, nice little insurance policy for our tackles as well as for AVT. Push some guys maybe a little bit harder. Maybe they'll wind up performing better along with that depth. Then we got Jordan Travis in the 4th round, backup quarterback that I think you can IR for the year, so you don't waste a roster spot for the season. Joe Douglas does want to carry 10 offensive linemen this year, and that would be one way to save a position on the roster. And then we went with Braylon Allen, one of my favorite running backs, probably my favorite running back in the draft right now. Very excited. I hope we get an opportunity to maybe select him at some point. 20 years old. He'll be 20 the entirety of the season. He doesn't turn 21 until January 20th of next year. And that's like insane to me how young he is. And that's someone that could provide you running back 2 while also giving you the stability of having a running back 1. God forbid something happens to Brees. And then I know we got Josh Proctor, the safety out of Ohio State late. I think that was the last pick. And then who am I missing in between? There's someone else in there.
Sorry to cut you off, Ryan, but I just got a Bleacher Report notey. Right on time as you're breaking down Jordan Travis. It's nothing breaking. Jets hosting Jordan Travis. 2023 ACC Player of the Year ahead of schedule with rehab and should be ready for training camp. So that's a Bleacher Report little update that the Jets are hosting Jordan Travis. We already knew that. But interesting timing, okay? Mr. Ryan saying I drafted Jordan Travis in the mock draft last night, and all of a sudden Bleacher Report tells me, is this telling us something, Matt?
It is.
Jordan Travis a Jet.
Jordan Travis is a New York Jet, and I just realized Ryan and I are wearing the same shirt.
Okay.
Look at that.
Make New York great again, baby.
Rodgers and Wilson. Wait, which Wilson are we talking about?
Come on.
Which one do you think?
17.
I don't know. I thought we were talking about QB1, QB2 last year. I was playing.
Love it.
The synchronicity's happening, baby. That means the Jets are your Super Bowl champions next year. But all jokes aside, we got some breaking news this morning. The Jets have re-signed one of their own, Ashton Davis, a player that a lot of Jets fans have been pounding the table for to bring back. He's back in the building. I'm not sure if the contract details got released yet. I don't know. Do you guys know? Because I have no idea.
I haven't seen it, no.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a 1-year deal because they said another year back with Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich. So
okay.
I'm assuming 1 year.
Yeah, so this is good news. Not only do the Jets get more safety help in terms of depth, but this is a player that is a core special teamer, 3 interceptions. It feels like he's the most efficient player the Jets have because he barely plays, but when he does play, he makes plays, okay? Like not even just last year. I always go back to the game-winning interception he had against the Cleveland Browns 2 years ago in that miracle game with Joe Flacco. That was a phenomenal play he made because if he did not get that interception, that could have been a game-winning field goal for the Browns in that game. And then last year, he picks off Patrick Mahomes. He has 3 total interceptions. He was a core special teamer. Really good stuff here because you look at the Jets depth chart, the safety position was definitely the weakest of the link in terms of the entire landscape of the Jets roster. They only had Chuck Clark and Tony Adams. We needed another addition, and they got him. And I think that we can expect a more expansive role from Ashton Davis this year. So, Matt, what's your thoughts about the Jets bringing back Ashton Davis?
Yeah, I would not have guessed that I would be here after Ashton Davis's first 3 years with the Jets, but I'm glad they brought him back. Honestly, he took a really nice step in his 4th season. As you mentioned, he was always someone who was just around the ball and created turnovers, but I thought he was still very raw his first few years in the league, and there were some like pursuit angles in the run game that weren't great. And at times he'd get lost in coverage, but I think he kind of found that role for himself as a really good special teamer for the Jets in 2023, which is important, now with all the changes to special teams. I think he's going to have a big role there. And, I think he could be a nice third safety for this team. I don't know if he's a starter, but that's fine. You need role players and depth players on your 53-man roster. And to me, that's exactly what Ashton Davis is, and he's going to come up with a timely turnover too, it seems.
100%. I agree with everything you said. I feel like the Jets are going to be more creative, I think, to get him on the field. At least they should. I think Chuck Clark and Tony Adams will start, but this is a guy in Ashton Davis who can – now here's a guy, I feel like Chris Collinsworth, that can go out there and be versatile and line up all across the defense. Ryan, what's your thoughts about bringing back Davis, and what do you expect from him this year?
Yeah, I think he had 19% of the defensive snaps last year. I would love to see him get a few more opportunities because, like you said, Richie, he's super efficient when he gets his opportunities. He's creating turnovers. He's causing safeties. Like everything's going on with him when he's out there on the field. And then the special team side is just so huge. He played 82 or 83% of the special team snaps. And when you filter down by like every player that's played 50% of snaps on special teams, Ashton Davis is a top 10 player in special teams. And if you filter it down to 80%, he's a top 5 player on special teams. So Ashton Davis is a top 5 player that we're getting back right as the league changes the kickoff rule. And whether that means Ashton Davis returning some kind of kick or maybe just being a crazy freak athletic player on those kick returns, I think would be absolutely huge for some different trick plays or end arounds that you're going to end up doing on special teams. I think his value has become so much more important. And I don't know what the contract's going to be, but I would imagine we're going to get the benefit from the numbers based on where I think or how I think we're going to deploy him.
Yeah, I think the Jets can be very creative with how they deploy him. Is my mic a little better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Sorry for the low mic. I just did a live show this morning with the low mic, apparently. That's what happens when you're away from home. Just kidding. I am home, as you can see. Home in the studio. But I digress. Ashton Davis, welcome back to the New York Jets, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show. This is the Jets Roundtable, and it's being powered by BetUS Sportsbook. BetUS has a lot of interesting odds. I want to get your guys' thoughts because you can actually gamble and predict who's going number 10. Okay, now the interesting thing about this, though, is if the Jets trade the pick, it's not technically the Jets draft pick anymore. If we want to share your guys' thoughts about the odds on BetUS of the 10th overall pick. As you can see, the Bauer boys are celebrating. Brock Bowers is the favorite to go number 10th overall at plus 135. Fuaga is at plus 600. Fashanu plus 700 with the Dunze at 700. Now, I find this extremely interesting. Now, again, I just want to say another disclaimer. If the Jets trade this pick, that it's going to be who goes number 10. That's not mean the Jets draft anymore. So, Matt, what's your thoughts about these odds? And do you think that Bowers being the heavy favorite makes sense? Or is there a guy that, based on the odds, that you'd actually consider sprinkling some cash on?
I would not bet on Brock Bowers just because I don't think you're getting the value. I get why he's the favorite, right? And I saw, earlier I did a video on mock draft database. They have they keep track of how many or what percentage players go at what spot. And it's like in 66% of mock drafts, Brock Bowers ends up with the New York Jets. But I just don't love that line. I would sprinkle, I think, on Troy Fautanu at plus 900 as my value play. Because again, I just don't, you're not really getting the value there for Bowers. So I think I would do a sprinkle on Fautanu.
So do you think there's a world where the Jets draft him at 10 and not trade back for him? Do you think there's a possibility the Jets are on the clock, they submit their pick at 10 and it's Troy Fautanu?
Yes, I do. I'm maybe not the most likely. I think you can get him in a trade back. Again, the most likely is probably Bowers, but I like looking for the value. If I'm playing a long shot play like that, I want to get a little bit of bang for my buck, and I think he's a really good fit for the Jets. So I would take that risk.
How about you, Ryan? Is there anybody that's jumping off the screen at you that you'd feel like is good value?
I like the Fautanu pick a lot. I think that could definitely be it if the Jets want to go offensive lineman. As much as we've heard Douglas likes, Talise Funga, and there's the left tackle option with Fashanu, obviously. I really, really like Fautanu. But if I'm going to go a different route, I agree. I would not go Bowers either. And I've been keeping an eye on different mock drafts and seeing what fans of other teams are trying to think. And I feel like I've dialed in pretty accurately where the first 8 picks are going to go. And the Bears are the one that kind of confused me. I originally saw a bunch of Rome Odunze going there, but since March 1st, the mock draft database that Matt was just talking about, there have been 41 different mock drafts pushed out by Bears sites and by major publications. And I believe it was 12% of the picks were Odunze, but 56, I think was the number. 56% of the picks were defensive line. So I think you could see Jared Verse go there, in which case that means Odunze's fallen to 10, and I think the Jets would take Odunze there. So I would throw a little bit of money on Odunze falling to the Jets at number 10.
That's what I was going to say as well. You look at the number 8th pick, Dallas Turner is the heavy favorite at plus 160, and number 9, Odunze's favorited. And then at 10, it's a little less likely that Odunze falls, but hey, if he's there at number 10 and the Jets can get a wide receiver at number 10, the last time they did that was Mr. Garrett Wilson, I'm all in. I like Odunze at plus 700, and that's kind of just hoping that he will fall. Definitely not likely, but that's why the odds are at plus 700. Really good value there on BetUS Sportsbook. Big time shout out to BetUS, guys. If you want to click the link down below in the description, open up your account today. If you did not already, you'll receive a 125% sign up bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,500 with a 24/7-hour customer service, which is my personal favorite. You can give them a call, say, hey, I want to put my money on Rome Odunze to go number 10 overall. They will do it for you. Just give me your information, and they will make the bets for you. Also, a fast 24-hour payout. Big time shout out to BetUS for being the sportsbook sponsor, the number 1 online sportsbook on the world.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Shout out to BetUS. Now, this is my personal favorite of Jets fans. Odunze is not the guy. I like Odunze, man.
It just goes to show, like you said, you can't please everybody. Fans have very polarizing opinions on things.
Oh, it's so great. I love it. Everything about it. I mean, you can't please everybody. We try our best here, but at the end of the day, it's just impossible to do that. I do want to get your guys' thoughts about something we saw from Sauce kind of singing some praise, if you will, to Brock Bowers, comparing him to George Kittle on Instagram. Obviously, Sauce saying that has no indications that like the Jets are definitely drafting Brock Bowers, but where are you guys at with the Brock Bowers situation? Because that has been someone that has been linked to the Jets since early in the draft process, and now we're entering the draft. Like, we're right around the corner. Have you guys really came across about the actual idea and accepting the fact that it is a possibility and the Jets should consider getting him at number 10? Or do you still consider or prefer them to go a different avenue? Starting off with you, Matt.
I think he is in play for them at pick number 10. I was a little doubtful up until honestly yesterday because they hadn't met with him before yesterday. I know he didn't perform at the original Georgia Pro Day and the Combine because of injuries, but they didn't meet with him at the Combine yesterday. They sent their tight end coach, Ron Middleton, down there to watch Brock Bowers at Georgia do some workouts for the NFL. So I do think he is someone that's in play. I think it'd be really fun for this offense if they were to draft him. I think you kind of line him up in the slot and have Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson on the outside. And then you could still use Tyler Conklin as your inline tight end. I don't think if you draft Brock Bowers, that means it's the end of the line for Tyler Conklin. I think it just allows you to do a little bit more creativity. So I'm open to the idea. I don't know if I would come out and say it's my favorite plan for the New York Jets, but it's not a bad option for them. The only thing I wouldn't like is if they went defense.
Well, thank the Hassan Reddick move to kind of ease our fears on that one. Ryan, the New York Jets have selected Brock Bowers as the 10th overall pick. Your reaction is?
I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to be so stoked on this. I'm a big fan of Brock Bowers. I'm more so team weapon as opposed to like
Power boy. Sorry.
Specifically Bowers. Like if I had to rank my wants realistically, Odunze would be the one pick above Bowers, and then Bowers would be my number 2. But just look at how Aaron Rodgers won his MVP just, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago at this point? Not many air yards. Rodgers ranked 26th out of 31 qualified quarterbacks with 5.3 air yards, and he gained 52.7 of his overall passing yards with Yak. And now we have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and potentially Brock Bowers, who are monsters in the Yak game and gives you a different home run threat at a different level of the offense. So I understand people wanting to go offensive line and things of that nature, but if you don't have the offensive line, like Miami didn't last year, what is the best way to neutralize a pass rush? It's getting the ball out fast. And Brock Bowers, most of his catches are coming from behind the line of scrimmage or immediately after the ball is snapped. So you're still neutralizing a pass rush without having the need for the offensive lineman. So I really like it. I think weapon should be the pick at number 10.
Tony says the Jets have 4 tight ends already. # no Diddy.
He's not going to play tight end though. He's going to be the big slot. He's basically replacing Alan Lazard.
No Bowers. Oh man, this is going to be fun, man. We got so many people divided. We got the Bauer boys. Come on, Ryan, convince these people that Bowers would be a good pick. I mean, you already did. You don't have to say. What more can you say?
I'm going to convince you why you don't need to go offensive line at number 10.
Oh,
Tyron Smith. Sure, you could look and say he hasn't played a full season since 2015. Well, guess what? Since 2015, the Cowboys have been in 7 playoff games. Tyron Smith hasn't missed a single one of those games, which means he is healthy when it matters most. He's not having season-ending injuries. So you're flipping the question from, oh, what if we lose Tyron Smith for the year? No. You're saying, what do we need as a spot fill-in for a handful of games throughout the year? Carter Warren is perfectly fine for me for that. And then on the other side, you got Morgan Moses, who every year of his career plays 95+% of the snaps, up until last year when he played 73 with a torn pec through like 3/4 of the season. So I have faith that he's going to bounce back. I like Carter Warren as a backup to Tyron Smith. I also think the Jets are planning to bring back Connor McGovern and bring in either Bakhtiari or maybe some other tackle after the draft. Kai Becton, maybe? Don't think so. But Bakhtiari.
Matt, don't say that to Matt.
But Bakhtiari and McGovern come back or come in after the draft. I think you probably restructure Conklin based on how you deal with the Bowers pick. Now, maybe there's a chance. We heard that the Colts are possibly looking to move up for Brock Bowers. I don't think the Jets would be that trade partner. I think the Bears, who only have 4 picks total in this draft, 2 of them being in the top 10, are more likely to trade down for the same package, if not slightly less, from the Colts. And then that would mean if they are coming up for Bowers at 9, Odunze will be there for the Jets at 10. So that's why I think that's what I think is going to happen. But if the Jets were to pick Bowers at 10, don't be panicked with the offensive line.
And all that beautiful things Ryan said, Moose City comes out there, give me a trade back and take Troy or Talisi. So there's that. I think you bring up a really good point, though, all jokes aside, that Tyron Smith is available when it matters the most. And that's really what it matters is people are like, oh, he's so injury prone. He played 14 games, which means, if my math's correct, he missed 3 games. So that's not the end of the world. I think that Carter Warren and Max Mitchell are decent enough that they can win with, especially with the talent around them. And like you said as well, they're definitely going to add some pieces, not only in the NFL draft if we don't take a tackle early, but later in the draft and in free agency. So we shall see. Moose City with a $10 super chat, though, does say, give me a trade back and take Troy or Talisi. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Matt, if the Jets do trade back and take one of these 2 prospects, are you happy with that move?
I'm smiling. I'm smiling at the main event at on Long Island. You'd see very happy Matt O'Leary. I like both of those prospects a lot, both for different reasons. I think Talisi's either a right guard or right tackle, but Morgan Moses is only on the final year of his deal and is coming off major surgery, so I think there'd be a good chance that he would play right away. And Fontanu can play 4 positions on the offensive line, so I'd be happy with either.
But I also have heard that you're a big advocate for the Jets to bring back Mekhi Becton. So do you want to elaborate on that one?
Yes. Anytime you could triple and quadruple down on a mistake, you just have to keep doing it. I like Mekhi. I really do. Like, he's an easy guy to root for. I was glad that he was mostly healthy this past season, but he didn't play well. Like, he gave up a ton of sacks. He had a ton of penalties. It's okay to just move on and say it didn't work. We wish him well, but it's time to upgrade.
Any thoughts on the Jets changing their offensive scheme to a more power run that might fit Becton a little bit better than what they were running the last few years?
Where did that come from? Did I miss that?
It's just the idea of, like, they brought in Morgan Moses, they brought in John Simpson, and those guys are like road graders. And then obviously on the right-hand side, you got AVT, who's also that same mold. So it seems like they might be pivoting towards that direction.
Well,
and as a swing tackle, I don't mind Mekhi as a backup. He could play, he gives you positional flexibility on both sides.
At this stage, Mekhi's definitely not going to be a starter, because if he was, he would have got signed somewhere else. So I think from his standpoint, he probably wants a fresh start. I think both parties, from Mekhi's camp and the Jets camp, I don't really see him coming back either. But I still think that he has an opportunity to get his. Because the talent is there, and I'm not saying I want this to happen in the Jets, but I do think that if a team takes a flyer on him and he just can stay healthy, and he was a little rusty last year after not playing for 2 seasons. But hey, we shall see. I don't see the Jets bringing him back. Here for the memes with a $5 super chat. Odunze is the answer. Full stop. Much love, y'all. Question: which draft pick in your lifetimes were the most excited for, Jets or for any team? Well, I would not be excited for any team but the Jets. But I'll start off. That's a good question, man. I mean, we've all live streamed our Jets reaction, so I'm sure we'll have similar but different. I was very pumped up for Elijah Vera Tucker. I was like, that was my draft crush. And it was a lot of Jets fans' draft crush. And we all knew the only way the Jets are getting him is if they trade up. And when they traded up for him, it was such an elating feeling, but it might have to be Jermaine Johnson still. Yeah. Because Jermaine was such a. It was like we got Sauce and Garrett. We wanted even Jermaine at 10. Some people even want him at 4. And then we still got him. So Jermaine might be my answer. Ryan, is that yours too?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wanted Sauce at 4. I thought there was a chance he wasn't going to make it to 4 for us, and the Texans were going to take him. So I would have signed off on Jermaine at 4. I wanted him at 10. And then when we finally traded up for him at whatever pick 26 it was. I mean, that was the most excited because we kept seeing him fall little by little. And
Call.
It's a trade. Ah, it's happening.
Dude.
I love it. I think it's huge. And then also, I like Jermaine a lot. Like he's an easy player to like. And I think it's exciting to see where his trajectory is going to end up going.
Mm-hmm. I also love the Jeremy Ruckert pick live because that was another fan favorite. I mean, how many mocks did we see the fans bring him to the Jets for the Long Island reasons? But outside of the Jermaine Johnson pick, Matt, are there any ones that come to your mind that you're really excited about?
Will McDonald.
No, that's because it didn't end well. But Denzel Mims. I thought I thought he was a first round talent in that draft, and then he was sitting there for the Jets at what would they have pick 42 or 48, something like that. And then they traded back, and I was upset when they traded back because I was like, I would have just stuck and took the wide receiver there. But then they got him anyway. I was really pumped up about it. Clearly, it didn't work. But the Jermaine Johnson one, I think, is the reason why I was going to go with that one was just the emotion of, you land Sauce and Garrett, which was so exciting, but I still had that small part of me. I was like, I really wish they would have came away with an edge rusher in this first round. And then seeing it light up and then Jets on the clock, man, that was epic. And
now here we are. We're like, please don't go edge rusher. Oh, if they go edge rusher, it's the end of the world. Isn't that funny? But I agree. I think that the Jermaine Johnson draft pick definitely surpasses all. And I was right there with you with Denzel Mims. He was the guy I wanted, but I blame the salmon. The damn salmon. Don't eat salmon, guys, if you go to One Jets Drive. Thank you for the super chat here for the memes. Hennessy with the $5. I don't want to hear from any Bauer boys if we see Carter Warner or Max Mitchell this year. I'm taking receipts. Also, congrats, Uncle Richie. Thank you, Hennessy. I appreciate that. And yeah, Hennessy is anti-Bowers. That is for sure. And I love the war between our own fan base about this. And I think it's true. I mean, you could definitely see why people don't want Bowers. You could see, I could definitely see both sides. And Hennessy, I hope if we do get Bowers and Carter Warner, Max Mitchell has to sub in, they'll be able to do their job. I don't know.
Is Hennessy anti-Odunze also, or is it just Bowers? Hennessy, if you could let us know in the chat. I'm curious.
He's definitely offensive line. I'm assuming he'd be more open to Odunze, but I don't want to put words in his mouth, Mr. Hennessy. Not going to lie, I had a dream. We was at the main event and no defensive players got taken until 10.
And then we traded out, right? That's what happened.
Oh, gosh. I love how we were just traumatized with our team drafting defensive players. Jesse with the $5. Can't we agree on best player available? My best player available order. Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Alt, Ladunze, trade down, Bowers, Olu, Fatanu, Fuaga, Mims, Latham, Thomas Jr.
That's a very close board to what I have.
Manish.
I would take Olu off that, and I would put Brian Thomas Jr. behind Fuaga on my list.
It's a good list, though.
Yeah, it's a really good list.
Thomas Jr.
Dude,
would you consider taking Thomas Jr. at 10?
I would.
Yeah, I would too. Depending on how the board fell to them, obviously, but I think he should be higher up on this list.
I mean, you're talking six. We're already like pumped on Neighbors running a 4.3 40. Well, friggin' Brian Thomas Jr. did that at the combine, and he's 6'3". Like that's unicorn size.
Yeah, you can definitely sell me on that. Appreciate the super chat, Jesse. Appreciate you, man. I like your big board. Wonder if that's what Joe Douglas's looks like. LaSalle, how about Jordan Travis visiting the Jets facility? Yeah, we actually talked about it because Ryan drafted him in the mock draft last night, and then I got the notification, and that means there's some type of synchronicity, which means he's a Jet officially. Just kidding.
I really like Jordan Travis specifically, like not just for the talent and where we could get him and that we might be able to IR him for the season and save a roster spot, but because one of our, like, who I would assume is going to be a defensive captain this year, and Jermaine Johnson played with him down at FSU. And I feel like when you come into a locker room with like some credibility from one of our studs already, it makes that transition a little bit easier. So I'm a big Jordan Travis fan.
Me too. Is it just me, or does he kind of remind you of like a Tyrod Taylor-ish?
Oh man, we're synced up right now because him sitting back, Aaron's gonna cook and do what he wants to do, but Tyrod, being the backup, is going to spend more time with Jordan Travis. And I feel like their play styles just match up so well.
Draft him in the 3rd round then. Okay? Don't just get him. I don't want to worry about it. Just kidding. Lascelles, thank you for that. And yeah, Jordan Travis is at the Jets facility. I mean, this isn't like breaking news. We heard this like 2 weeks ago, and now the he's here. You know, now he's actually visiting with the Jets. So we shall see. It's no secret the Jets are interested in drafting a quarterback. It's just a matter of who it will be. Here for the memes with another super chat. Will any of you be at the draft party at MetLife? I want to know which players are going, but I don't know when they'll announce. I'm actually going to be there. Yes, I will be at the draft party at MetLife Stadium. I was fortunate enough to be invited, and I don't know. All I know is Bart Scott is going to be there, and then there's going to be other Jets alumni. But yes, I will be at MetLife Stadium doing a live stream from my phone. They didn't allow me to bring any equipment, so I'll be doing my training camp style stuff. They're like, yeah, Richie, you can do your training camp stuff, your phone. That's good enough. I was like, okay. I wanted to bring my camera and stuff, but I'll do it. I'll do it the way I could. So I'll see you guys at MetLife.
It's fun. Have you ever been to the MetLife draft party?
I've never.
It's cool. You're down on the field. Well, originally you were down on the field. I hopefully you will again this year.
Well, I got
the last few years they've had like the Supercross event, so it's been all dirt on top of it. So it was only like in the stands. The draft party only lasts until the Jets and Giants picks are done, though. So it ends at the 10 pick.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unless they've changed it. But
I'm going to this like exclusive. I don't even know where I'm going, to be honest. I got to double check, but I got an email and I'm going to this like exclusive party within the draft party. And it's like in a suite type of thing. I think. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just going. So we'll see how it goes. And there's going to be like former Jets there, and I think it's going to be included with the rest of the people. But I didn't know that. And I have a question though: is this a Giants party too? Like, there's Giants fans there?
Yeah, it's the stadium split. They usually have like the blow-ups and stuff on the field, and like Giant fans, Jet fans. It's really cool. It's a fun event, and they usually have players signing autographs like at the different tunnel entrances.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I remember the one year Robbie Anderson was out there signing. You definitely want to get there early because those lines get really long and they don't stay there the whole time. But it's a good time. The sound when Sam Darnold was when Saquon Barkley was taken 2 overall from the Giant fans roaring and the Jet fans roaring, realizing we were about to get Sam Darnold, like one of the coolest moments of my life.
That's what you were there for?
Yeah, that was really cool.
That's awesome. Well, we got the creators are everywhere, baby. We got these two plus Green Bean at the main event on Long Island with a great draft party. I'll be at MetLife. I think Jake's going to be in Vegas. And then I don't know where all the other content creators are going to be, but it's going to be a great time for the NFL draft, baby. Appreciate you here for the memes. I'll see you there. Wild Wave with the $2. I'm expecting JD to make a big move, Marv or Neighbors.
Ooh. If you can use future picks to get up to 5, I like that a lot. I'd be fine with either one. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. has such a high floor, and his size is what I really like. Not to mention he played with Garrett Wilson. I like that synergy a lot. That would be my pick, I think.
Matt? Any chance of this happening?
I mean, if you could do it for a 2025 too, I really like that a lot, because as much as I'm been a proponent talking about the offensive line, and I would be thrilled if the Jets add more at the offensive line, taking a massive swing like one of those two guys at receiver just changes everything. So I would do it.
The more I think about the hypothetical, the more I want him to do it. It's making me sick. T. Rivera, $10. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. Trading back is still my choice. Guys, have we forgotten last year's circus was the offensive line and all the injuries? Trade back in 17, get a second, draft Fatanu, get a wide receiver in the second, quarterback Spencer Rattler in the third. Spencer Rattler is an interesting quarterback because I feel like he's been skyrocketing up draft boards as of late. Would you guys be open to Rattler in the third round?
Only if you like trade down and get a second. I don't love quarterback in the third round specifically because I want to go all in for the now. And ideally we're not seeing this quarterback for a while. So I would not. Fought now in a trade down. If you can get him at 17, that'd be huge. I don't think he makes it that far though.
How about you, Matt?
I don't know how to feel. I feel I go back and forth on Spencer Rattler because there's very obvious talent there. Like he was once viewed as a top of the first round kind of talent, but something also seems off. So I think he would have to go to the right situation. Now, maybe that situation is sitting behind Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. Maybe that would actually be good for him. But that is it's a gamble. All these guys are a gamble, but like I feel like there's something to the off the field or just non-football stuff with him. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it.
Yeah, he's one of those prospects that just feels like boom or bust. It's like, there's a lot of risk there, but if he hits, watch out. We'll see. Thank you for the $10 to Rivera. Hennessy with another super chat, and then we're going to get into the mock draft. I like Odunze at 10 because I don't think he will fall. Also, we only have Mike Will on a one-year deal. I think Conklin could get 800 yards with Aaron. I mean, Conklin has 1 year left on his deal as well.
I think we're looking at restructuring him after the draft. I think by not restructuring him, we still tip our hand towards Bowers. Like people looking at us, like, just like BetUS has, saying we're the favorites for Brock Bowers. I think they may want to keep Conklin for the 2-year window that they have, but if they do it after the draft, that kind of doesn't tip your hand beforehand. If you do it before the draft, then you wind up like saying, oh, maybe they won't go Bowers then.
Very true. We have a lot of low-key pending free agents after this year. Carter II not extended, DJ Reed, Conklin, stressing me out. But hey, let's go all and win this year and worry about that another time. Henny, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Roma Dunze will be there at 10, and he will be the pick. Watch. We're going to see it actually unfold right now in this mock draft. So, guys, we're going to open this up to a mock draft. Woo! Let's freaking go. A Jets Roundtable edition of a mock draft. We've been killing it lately. Let's see if we can continue it in this breath, baby. So, we're going to do this mock draft a little differently. And what I mean by that is we're going to stay put at 10. Oh, no! Trade back, please. Trade back. We try to do it something differently. We trade back every single time, okay? So we're going to try to do it a different way and take just the best player available at number 10. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Let's do it. All right. So we will start the draft. Caleb Williams goes first. Shocker. Come on, Odunze. Damn it. God! Odunze! All I wanted for you to be there at 10, damn it. Oh, this guy just sucks, doesn't he? Not in the best way possible, just like he's always there. Like in a mock draft, it's like, yeah. And then it's just the debate. Here we go again. No Bowers. Yes, Bowers. It's like, feel like we're doing this all over again. I love Brock Bowers, though. I'm not going to lie. Call me a Bower boy all you want. So this is what happened. Here is the top 9. This is very realistic to happen in real life. So, Ryan, what's your thoughts so far based on what you're seeing on the board?
I have been team weapon basically the majority of the offseason. I would go Bowers, and I don't want you guys to think of him as a tight end. I want you to think of him as a big slot replacing Alan Lazard. I want you to realize when we run heavy personnel, you now have 3 home run threats on the field with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Brock Bowers. You're going to be able to get him the ball very quickly near the line of scrimmage, and Rodgers won his MVP based on more than 50% of his yards coming from Yak. So I think this is a home run selection for the New York Jets, and based on the offensive lineman confidence that I have this year, I would make this pick and not even think twice about it.
Chat, please voice your opinions as well. Where would you go? Ryan crack is whack, apparently. Matt, are you on board with Ryan? Or are you off?
Man. I don't know. I feel like no matter what I say, it's going to rile someone up in the chat. So I'll take the opposite stance. Let's build the wall. Let's see
what the trade is. There's one trade.
Oh, God. This is going to be good. The Rams.
Go back to 19. Damn.
That's tough.
I don't want to go back that far.
All right, chat. Matt is team big boy. Ryan is team weapon. What do you think it's going to be? Should we put a poll up?
I think we should put a poll up.
Let's put a poll
we're
up.
Going to get beat into submission with the Bauer stuff. We're going to go O-line, but that's okay. Not everyone can be correct.
Where should we go at 10? Bowers or Fatty? I'll call him Big Boy.
Big boy. Give me the thick guy.
All right. Let your voice be heard. Vote in the chat. I put or as the big boy option. All right. So
I feel I made a pretty compelling argument for weapon.
well,
Maybe not.
I don't know.
I-
Chat disagrees, apparently.
I was actually considering, Newton could actually, pair up with Quinnen.
I will kick
Learn
you so
behind-
hard between the legs.
What do you mean? He can learn behind Quinnen, Javon Kinlaw? Dude, you kidding with White Cotton? Dude, this guy will be a beast. Or Cooper. DJ Reed's not here forever. I don't know. You need a lockdown corner for the long term.
I'd lose my mind.
Oh, I love playing the devil's advocate. Who else should we? Ooh, wait.
I feel like there's a
Latu's
stronger
still
case.
there?
I bet you could go back as far as like Latu might be the best edge rusher in this class.
I like him. I don't think he's gonna go that high. Like, there's a chance he's in the back half of the first round, but I like him. The same thing happened with George Karlaftis. Remember, like he had a ton of hype, and then he was like the last pick of the first round.
But Latu got knocked out for 2 years due to the neck injury.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so he bounced back really well, but I think he'd be the first edge taken if it weren't for that stint there. I really like him a lot. I wouldn't draft him in like for us, but I would take him as the first edge had he not had that injury.
Well, the chat has spoken, and Ryan, it's not in your favor.
So now what offensive lineman do we want?
Yeah, that's the next question. And Matt, you're the advocate for the big boy. At 10, if we're not trading, where do you go here?
Fortanu, I think we're still gonna go.
Yep. That would be my pick as well.
Futanu. Troy from Washington. Now we're gonna get people. What? No. What about this guy? What about Talisi? What about Olu? Sorry.
I like those guys too. I wouldn't be upset with it. I just like his versatility a little bit more. That's all.
Mike D says, not necessarily Team Bowers, but I want a weapon. Let's go all in and load up the offense. Up firepower, baby. Well, Mike D, sorry.
Yeah, see, Mike and I are on the same page. Team weapon. Give Rodgers the thing that Green Bay never did. That's what I think.
Protection. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Mike D, for the super chat. As we don't have a second round pick, it pains me to watch not having a second round pick. But we're back on the clock. Thank you, Mike D, again. Spencer Rattler staring Matt in the face.
Yeah, it's risky. Like as you said, high. It could pay off and it could hit really nice. He could also be like out of the NFL in a year. Like I could see either of those scenarios.
So we went O-line in the first round. So now do we go weapon here?
I would filter by wide receiver. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go get a playmaker.
Brendan Rice. Is he there?
Brendan Rice is there.
I have him a lot lower on here than I would think.
Oh, is Malachi Corley there too?
Yeah, a lot of
is.
Jets fans love Malachi. I love Baker. He's one of my favorites too.
He's really good too. I understand there's so many good wide receivers in this class that like going in the third round from a positional standpoint might make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so where do we lean? Chat. We're definitely going to go wide receiver, but I know that everybody has their own favorite. So do we go Walker, Baker, Wilson, Trash? Just kidding. Thrash, Corley, or Rice?
I'm pretty much good with any of them, but I'm not a Johnny Wilson fan. Like
You don't want a 6'7", like
I don't know. Do you see that translating well? Maybe it does.
No.
No, I don't
agree.
know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't think Wilson would be my pick here. I would definitely.
How do you guys feel about Walker?
Walker. Yeah, I was gonna say I would leave lean Walker or Brendan Rice. I like the bigger like receivers.
Now you're putting me on the spot. Should we just go Brandon Rice?
So we do have Brendan Rice coming in for a top 30 visit. So like
All
I
right.
think the Jets do really like him. And
See, this is where we definitely cannot please the chat because now everyone has their own favorite receiver that they're saying. So we're going Rice. Boom. The next Jerry Rice. Wow, I can't believe it. Jet. Dan, what's ultimately best for Aaron Rodgers' game? Offensive line or weapon?
It's kind of either, really.
I mean, you look at what Joe Burrow happened, that whole debate, Sewell or Jamar Chase. They went weapon, it worked, but now they kind of have an offensive line issue. I don't know. It's interesting.
I think the O-line, means so much to Brees and his success as well, that if you go O-line, it's just a very safe pick. You may not get maximum return on it because there is a world where this number 10 pick doesn't play at all.
All right, so we do have some trade interest if we want to, because we did not do a trade yet. I don't know if we want to trade down at all to get more assets, but we're on the clock in the top of the round 4.
What quarterbacks we got?
Quarterbacks, we got Mr. Jordan Travis. I think in honor of today. I mean,
How do we
We got him
not?
for a top 30 visit. I like it.
Bang. Oh no, Jordan Travis is a bust. Sorry, chat. He's ours.
Eat it.
Eat it, chat. This is our draft. All right, we're back on the clock, baby. Braylon Allen, I know, is a fan favorite for some Jets fans. Get a nice little halfback. We did not bring in one new running back in the offseason. And the
Joe
one thing
Douglas
I
has
keep reminding
drafted
people,
a running back in every draft.
stole the words out of my mouth. The one
I'm
thing I like to
sorry.
remind people, no, it's okay. I say it all the time. It's like every single draft Joe Douglas has done here has been a running back.
Mhm.
And Hennessy asks, who will be running back 2? Will it be
Braylon
Braylon
Allen,
Allen? Matt, do you approve?
Braylon Allen, pull the trigger, man. He's young, he runs hard, and he's big. What's
Boom, boom, boom. Braylon
Yeah.
Allen, baby.
I think he's my draft crush for this year. He's
Aw.
he's so good.
All right.
Your brother a really big fan of him too?
My brother was the one that turned me on to him originally. He's like,
Wow.
yo, you got to check this, like probably 2 months ago. I was like, I'm not thinking running back. And I started looking at him. I was like, okay, I'm wrong. This guy's really fucking good.
He's better than Jonathan Taylor, dude. All right, we got to the Michigan part of the draft. Damn. So we did not go defense yet and we did not go. I mean, we got an offensive lineman, we got a wide receiver, we got a running back. Is there a certain position we should filter, or what are you guys thinking?
I would say let's take a look at safety, corner, and
Nose tackle? DT?
yeah, DT is probably a good one here.
Justin Rogers.
Yeah, Jets have him in for a top 30 visit too.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was on that list.
Sold.
Yeah, he's on a top 30.
But we don't want defense. We got the way you maintain being the best at a certain position is you keep drafting that position. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So is Justin Rogers the pick? What do you guys think?
I think I would go Rodgers of the guys
do
that are at the top of this board here.
All right. Welcome, Rogers with no D.
That threw me off for so long when I was trying to like look for him on different draft sites.
Doesn't exist.
I was like, what the hell?
Who is this Justin Rogers guy? Where's the D? We are entering. Should we package both of our irrelevant picks to move up? I'm just kidding. All right. So we are entering the last 2 picks. Now, do we go another offensive lineman? Do we go Josh Proctor?
It's going to be like a mirror image of what my draft was last night. I like Kenny Logan Jr. I'm a fan.
That's all I needed to hear.
That's fine. That's
Ryan's a fan? Okay, Matt, who are you a fan of, though? Because we got back-to-back, baby.
Yeah. Maybe another offensive line to round this out. I know that's a Matt and Richie fan fave.
But we already got a Kenny Logan.
I thought we were talking discussion and we pulled it. That's all right.
I was like, Ryan,
I could have gone Proctor. Logan went before my pick last night, but I would have taken Logan last night if he was there.
All right. Layden Robinson, Delmar Glaze. What a name.
That's an all-time. You can't bust with a name like Delmar Glaze.
Delmar Glaze opening holes for Breece Hall? Come on. Welcome to the Jets, Delmar. Kidding me? All right, Mr. Irrelevant is a Glaze. Okay. They don't like this draft from a trade standpoint. A B. Chat, let us know what's this is a trade-free mock, which is unrealistic because I definitely expect trades to go down. So what's your guys' thoughts of this mock draft? Be honest. PFF gives this an overall B. I think it's pretty accurate. I think it's an average draft. It's not a draft that's going to, break the world. I mean, come on. The amount of drafts I see online of Jets fans put on Twitter, like, how do you like my mock draft? And it's like 18 picks from
my God, dude. It drives me bonkers.
It drives me crazy. And they're actually like, yeah, look at this. They should do this. People are like actually commenting, like, whoa, you cooked here, bro. I'm like, oh my gosh.
What do you mean? You're not going to trade down 3 times in the first round?
Yeah, expect 1 or 2 trades, like maybe 1 trade down in the first and a trade up somewhere else. And I don't like
you
all
cooked here, dude.
I think our Brendan Rice, Jordan Travis, Braylon Allen stretch of grades from PFF is wildly off.
Yeah,
no ball. PFF doesn't know ball.
No, yeah, that's a.
Oh my God, Matt, you seeing this?
Yeah, the Mets are beating down the Braves right now. DJ Stewart hit another home run today, Richie.
Let's freaking go, DJ Stewart, baby.
I got the Masters on above me. I'm watching that.
Well, I think Delmar Glaze is going to be the best Mr. Relevant pick of all time. It seems like the chat kind of agrees with the B. Taylor's like C. Oklahoma, hey, B+. John gives us a C. Mark gives us a C. Jesse, C-.
That was
Justin.
meta.
Ooh.
Trash, B-. Damn, you guys are ruthless.
B+.
I'm going to graduate.
You, Rover.
You know what, Rover? You really want to... Anyone to give us an A-? Someone, come on. Or a B+, maybe? Damn, we suck, I guess. Well, why do you think they hate it? Which pick is it?
It's probably wide receiver quarterback. So
or maybe it's because usually when we get Troy, it's a trade down scenario and we get more assets. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably it too.
Because I think there's a better chance that the Bears trade out in front of us for a cheaper amount than the Jets want to trade out for. And I think it'll be tougher for us to move down.
Well, Justin says A+ if we drafted Bowers.
What would we have done
That's why.
At 72, we could have gone with Christian Jones.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I wonder how many trophies he spelled out. When's the last time they won? Jorge, come on. Are you still talking about that?
When's the last time the Mets won?
Hey, we were actually in the World Series, at least more recently, 2015, baby. They won that World Series in my mind, by the way. 2015, they're champions in my brain.
There you go.
I think the 2006 Mets not winning the World Series was the start of my depression problems.
Oh, same. That's what made me a fan. The Mets were my first team I ever loved, and it was because of that season.
Yeah,
isn't it crazy how heartbreak just makes you more of a fan? Is that
we're a little touched in the head?
I remember watching the Subway series. I would say I grew up more a Mets fan, and then as I got older, I just had more friends that were Yankees fans, so I would go to more Yankee games. And I just sort of said, hey, I see enough losing with the Jets.
Front runner.
I'll roll with a different team for a sport I don't really watch.
Boo.
I'm a Rangers fan, too.
Oh, well, they're doing nice.
Yeah.
Let's go Knicks as well. How about Dolan, baby? The owner is taking over the world. How about those Islanders, Matt?
They might just make the playoffs. They're on a run, 5-game win streak.
That's what we're talking about. I absolutely love that. We got some Knicks clinching the playoffs. Rangers the first seed. Islanders might squeak their way into the playoffs. The Mets are going to win the NL East this year. They're dominating the Braves right now. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. It's a joke, Jorge. Don't take it seriously. Come on now. All right, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. Thank you all for a Jets Roundtable show. I think we got to all the super chats. Thank you all for the kind super chats. We had quite a few today. The Jets re-signed Ashton Davis this morning. If you missed that news, we broke down a lot of things regarding these New York Jets. We'll be live again next week on the channel to break down our final mock draft, unless we do one leading up to the draft beforehand. But thank you guys all so much for another edition of the Jets Roundtable, powered by BetUS. Ryan, what you got cooking up this week, or anything you want to tell the people about what you got cooking up on your end?
Yeah, Matt and I and Green Bean will be down at the main event on Long Island. So if you guys want to get tickets for that, talkingjets.com. But I'll be doing my final mock draft, my big board for, maybe my top 10 or 15 picks that I'd like to see the Jets make based on different scenarios. So those will be coming out in the next few days here. But other than that, I'm just really excited for draft.
I'm happy that you guys are doing the event on Long Island. Baby, that's where it belongs to be, Matt. Way to hold your ground, Matt, and be like, we're coming here. Jersey? You guys are coming across the bridge, through the city. You guys don't understand the pain that me and Matt have to go through to go to Jets games, okay? So now you're getting an experience.
Yeah, it's not the best. My advice, leave early. Give yourself as much time as you can, Ryan and Green Bean. But it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good group of Jet fans reacting. And now it just won't be us three with our mouths open when they take a defensive player. It'll be the whole crowd going ballistic.
A giant gasp. Jared Verse. Ah! Well, that's going to wrap up the show, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy your weekend. Let's go, Jets. The Dolphins suck. See you guys later. Peace.